for daily Ask Reddit. r/Ask Reddit. People who signed up for those duck a local MILF websites. What happened? Is there actually an abundance of local MILFs wanting to be ducked? If you liked the video, drop a like and subscribe so you never miss a video. People who ducked a local MILF without going through those duck a local MILF websites. How? Started speaking with a girl at a club once and introduced me to her mother, who was there with her. Ended up going back with the mother. Would do it again. According to this very hairy 21-year-old Cuban guy I used to know, show up at 8's night at the bar in a rich part of Pasadena, California, wear a button down with the top 3 or 4 buttons undone, and wait for them to come up and pet your chest hair taking selfies. When they start giggling that you are young enough to be their son, it's a done deal. I think I know what bar you're talking about, lol. Interesting. Here in New York City it works better on '70s night and if you're in the Upper East Side. So that's what was going on. I walked into a bar once last summer and everyone was wearing tie-dye and flower shirts and silk pants and there was an endless stream of Led Zeppelin playing. I thought it was so strange at the time. My buddy had me convinced that the 70s just took their time hitting that part of rural Kentucky. I couldn't get cell service and I saw someone use a payphone, so I was convinced. I was nice to her at work for several weeks, then saw her at a bar shortly after a bad breakup, and we started conversing. 2 nights later I get a 12 AM text asking me where I was. I was drinking alone at my condo. Remember bad breakup? So I responded that I was drunk at home, and she wrote back you should be drunk at my house. My kids are at their dad's. So I head to her place, which wasn't far from mine, but it was in a swanky gated neighborhood. Knock on the door, start making out, pick her up, and carry her to the bedroom. Ended up having sex with my pants around my ankles and my boots on, and crawling into extremely comfy king size bed, and sleeping like a baby. It was a real turning point after my breakup. Was traveling for work and hanging out at the hotel bar on a late Friday afternoon debating what to do with my evening. 2 early 50s ladies sat down with a seat between us. I was in my mid 30s. We got to talking because I was the only other person at the bar. One drink turned into a few and they decided to go to a live music venue that had food. Invited me along. I said sure, why not? More drinks. One was down for it, and conveniently we were in the same hotel. I'm not good looking, and they weren't winning any contests either. Alcohol helped. I don't even remember their names. I spend half my life traveling for work. Hang out at enough bars and stuff eventually happens. In 2005 I was about 25 and responded to a NSA post on Craigslist. She sent some pics. She looked hot. Had a chat on the phone, met in a fancy hotel restaurant for a drink. She was pretty much like the photos, way out of my league. I wasn't in great shape, wasn't that comfortable with myself. We went upstairs. I couldn't get it up. That was it. Still think about her regularly. Facebook Marketplace. Worked for me twice anyway, which is 2 more times than any actual dating site. This is a story I need to hear. Not all that exciting, I'm afraid. In both cases I sold something, made small talk when meeting up, and kept a conversation going later. I'm also a bit older, so not your typical MILF seduces 18-year-old type of porn fantasy. We met at a Potbelly sandwich shop when I was visiting Portland. She started the conversation with me and it just felt natural. We ended up spending a good part of the day together and exchanged numbers. She later texted me asking to meet up for drinks. You get the gist of what happened next. I had no intention of it ever happening, which is the best part. You have to put in work to chat with them, whether it's in person at a club, bar, or any public place, or through an app for meeting people. That's all there is to it. Chat about whatever, be friendly, make jokes, ask about them, then ask them out on a date, and do more of that same. Invite them back to your place at the end of the night. If it's going well, listen to some music or watch a movie, have some drinks during that, chat and flirt, make your move. If they don't feel comfortable, take them out on more dates until they are. That's all there is to it. The thing is, it takes a lot of time, and if you aren't genuinely interested, that time can be grueling. Maybe you're more of a pay to play kinda guy. Picked her up on Halloween outside a bar on my way home. She was walking to her car with her stepsister who was 15 years younger. I was flirting with both of them and told them to come over to my place for an after party. In the car they were both joking about who was gonna duck me, and I knew it was gonna be a good night, no matter who I got. Ended up back at my place and we all have a drink, and I was sitting in between them on the couch. Some sexual comments turn into kissing and touching both of them. Then my duck comes out, and the rest was just like a scene. That was the last threesome I had. Now considering they were stepsisters, they did not get intimate with each other or touch each other, but had no problem switching off and keeping busy.